Hi guys, Executive Consultant Erica Luga here. I'm going to show you the Ambit Energy opportunity. Whoever is showing you the video wants to share an opportunity that they were shared, and it's starting to make a difference in their life, just like it did for ours. So we're sharing all the information with you. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our story and how we got started. My name is Erica. Like I said, my husband Gibson. We started our business 2.5 years ago. And when we started the business, we were in a very bad financial situation. We were about 2 months away from losing our home. Foreclosure the proceedings were already started. And, we both had good jobs. We were both working like normal Americans do. And we thought we were doing everything we were supposed to. We went to college. We had, decent paying jobs. But we were living paycheck to paycheck, and it just wasn't working. So it was so bad that our children, they play football. And here in South Bend, Indiana, it's $5 a game to get into high school games on Friday nights. And I can't tell you how many games I missed because I didn't even have the $5 to get into the game to see my kids play. So at that point where we were so financially tapped and struggling, when we were shown the opportunity, we were reluctant at first, but when we did finally look at it, it was a situation where we really had nothing to lose. We were already losing everything, so we thought we'd give it a shot. The business was, we were first approached by a family member that lives in LaPorte, and she wanted to show us the opportunity, and she would send us text messages and call us and leave voicemails and send links for videos. And we thought it was a complete scam. We weren't interested. We'd never worked a business like this before, so we had no interest. We were deleting messages, ignoring phone calls, until one day my stepmom kind of tricked us into coming and seeing the presentation with the promise of food. And so we went to the meeting, and we hardly paid attention throughout the whole presentation because we weren't interested. What happened was, towards the end of the presentation, the gentleman who was showing us, he started to explain how he made his money and how much money he was making and how much money we could potentially make. So like I said, we were at a situation where we had nothing to lose, and we thought, well, let's give it a shot. So we did sign up that evening, and in that week, we worked very, very hard. I'm one of those people that when I start something, I go 150%. So within the first week, we got our first check, and it was of $700. Now that's not typical, and not everyone's going to make that big of a check their first week, but it's definitely possible. It all depends on how hard you work. So when we got that first check, we thought, well, if it keeps going like this, we definitely could save our home. So that was how our journey started. And 2.5 years later now, my husband and I both are technically retired. We don't work for any other jobs. All we do is build our business and help other people get their businesses started so that they can reach the same security financially that we have reached. So I stopped working about a year into the business, and about 4 months ago, my husband stopped working too. So we work together as a team, building our company and sharing the opportunity and helping others get to the same point. So it's definitely changed our life. And so now I'm going to show you a little bit about the business, and hopefully it can make a difference for you too. As I said, the business is called Ambit Energy. They have been in business for 12 years, headquartered out of Dallas, Texas. It all starts with one simple question of, how many people do you know that use gas or electricity? Well, that's a pretty easy question, right? Almost everyone we know. And that's one of the reasons why we thought we could do the business, because it's not like a typical company. You've heard of other network marketing businesses like Avon, Mary Kay, Herbalife. They're all great companies. They all have great products, but that's the problem. They're a product. So you have to convince your customers that they need what you're selling. With this, we didn't have to convince anyone because everyone's already using this product, this service. So it just made sense to give them an option of a better price, a better competing price towards who they're already paying. It's possible because of deregulation. So this law was passed here in Indiana a few years ago. Basically, it means that as consumers, we have the right to choose who we buy the supply of our energy from. Here in Indiana, we only do gas at this point because deregulation hasn't happened for electricity. But it depends on the state that you're in, and I'm going to show you those areas in a moment. Some states are electricity, some are gas, and some are both. This is our current market. As you can see in the United States, the orange areas, that represents where we can provide service. Again, it's gas or electricity or both. The gray areas of the U.S., that's just representing areas where either deregulation hasn't occurred yet or Ambit hasn't expanded to those markets yet. Now, anyone can start a business. It doesn't matter what state they live in. They just obviously can't be their own customer or gather customers in their state. And then you can see we do have the whole country of Japan, and we also service Alberta, Canada. Japan and Canada are our newest expansions for the company. And what's great is that we're less than 3% market share across the board. So the biggest saturation is in Texas, which was the first state that deregulated, and it's only at 7% saturation. So there's huge room for growth, hundreds of thousands of customers still available. A little bit about how deregulation works. So there are generation companies, obviously, that generate the gas and the electricity. And then there are delivery companies. And here in Indiana, we're familiar with NIPSCO. That's our delivery company. They own the pipelines and they own the meters and they do all the servicing. So they'll always be our delivery provider. And then energy retail is where Ambit comes in. So we have large contracts with the generation companies so that we can buy huge amounts of the energy supply and then in turn offer it to the consumers at competitive pricing compared to what NIPSCO offers. So basically it's like if you ever went to Costco or Sam's Club and you go and you buy a large amount of one item, you're getting a better price because you're buying so much at once. And that's kind of the same concept as what Ambit does. Now, NIPSCO, they don't own all their gas and electricity either. What they do is buy it from generation companies just like us. The difference between Ambit and NIPSCO is that NIPSCO is regulated by the state. So what that means is they price their gas based on market value. So on the first of every month, they announce their prices. There's not really any wiggle room. They sell it for what they have to sell it for. And Ambit, because of deregulation, we can compete with those prices, and the overall goal is to offer a better price than what NIPSCO offers. This is just a little bit of information about the company. We have an A+ rating in the Better Business Bureau. We've won tons of awards through J.D. Power and Associates for customer service and satisfaction. And in 2010, we were named the fastest growing privately held company in the United States in Inc. 500. What's interesting about that fact is that at that time, the business had only been in, Ambit had only been in business for 4 years, and we were competing against companies like Avon and Mary Kay and Herbalife that have been around 20, 30, 40 odd years, and they're global. They're not just in the United States, and we still were ranked the #1 fastest growing. And then you can see Chris Chambliss and Jerry Thompson Jr. Those are the co-founders of the company. They're great, fantastic people. As you can see in the pictures to the side, we've actually spent time with them. They're fantastic gentlemen. They're great businessmen. In fact, Jerry Thompson Jr., his family actually started what we know as the 7-Eleven convenience stores. So they know what they're doing. Now, as the way it works for a customer, it's completely free to become an Ambit customer. We offer competitive rates towards whatever the current supplier is. Like I said, we've had award-winning service and support. We offer green energy and solar energy in some states. And there are no contracts or cancellation fees. It's just a service agreement, and you can cancel anytime if you're ever unsatisfied. The best thing is that nothing changes. So for here in Indiana, we get our bills from NIPSCO, and if you become an Ambit customer, you continue to get your bill from NIPSCO. Basically, the only thing that changes is the supply is being delivered to NIPSCO by Ambit. So on the back of the bill, the supply charges, it says Ambit is your supplier. And then, of course, your price is based on Ambit prices instead of NIPSCO. So you still call NIPSCO for gas leaks, servicing issues, anything that you would call them, you still call them for those things. Nothing changes. Now, the best part about becoming a customer is that if you refer other customers, 15 or more, you can actually start earning your energy for free. The way that works is after you've made your referrals, Ambit takes the average daily usage of those referrals, and they actually send you a rebate check for that amount every single month, as long as your customers are your customers. So my husband and I, we get free energy, and during the summer months, the past few months, our free energy checks have been around $8. And I know that sounds like it's nothing. It's not big enough to get excited about, but the supply portion of our bill was only $13. So $13 minus the $8 that Ambit sent us, we're about 75% covered with just having our referrals. And winter is coming, so that referral check's going to go up, and it'll show a better savings in our supply charges. And no other company offers this program. We are on the NIPSCO website, so anyone can go to nipsco.com, and if you look up the program NIPSCO Choice, which is what our program is called, you will see Ambit Energy there. There is also a list of commonly asked questions on the website. Some of the things I've already covered, like who sends my bill? Well, NIPSCO still does. Who do I call if there's a gas leak? You still call NIPSCO. So there's a lot of information on there that NIPSCO shares. They're basically telling you how our program works. And that's basically how it works for a customer. It takes about 5 minutes for someone to be enrolled as a customer. Whoever's showing you this video is obviously a consultant. They have their own website where they enroll customers. Like I said, it's just 5 minutes, basic information, and then they do need your your NIPSCO account number and your meter number, which can both be found on your bill. And then once the enrollment is done, there is a phone call that you make as a consumer to give your verbal permission that, yes, I want to become an Ambit customer. And that's for your safety, so that no one can steal your bill and enroll you without your knowledge. So now we're going to talk about how we get paid for offering this option to our customers. This is a business, and with any business, there's an investment. But I can tell you that Ambit has the lowest investment that I'm aware of. To start your business, it's $75, and that's one time, and that's for you to get your certification. You basically get certification for the United States, Canada, and Japan. It's not annual renewal. You never pay it again. You pay it one time and you're covered. And then there is a $24.95 a month fee, and that's for your websites. And basically that's your overhead for running your business. You have to have your websites to be able to enroll customers, to enroll business partners. And then we have our Power Zone, which is our back office, basically our secretary that keeps track of all of our commissions. It has our advertising material, our training material, just tons of stuff. There are also apps that we can use on our smartphones or tablets for easy access to this information. And so basically for a $100 investment, you're starting your own business. Now, when we started our business, we had to borrow the $100. If you remember in the beginning of this presentation, I told you we were in a bad situation. So we had to borrow that $100. And the only thing that we could think of was, how do I get this money back? Because we owe everyone already, and I don't want to add another person to that list. So I'm going to show you how we get the money back. And it's very simple. All we do is gather customers and then teach other people how to gather customers so that they can make extra money as well. So when we signed up, all we have to do is get a total of 5 customer points. The two computer screens that you see there, that represents your website. So as long as you have your website on, you have 2 customer points for free automatically. The little houses represent actual customers. And if you have your own NIPSCO bill, you can upgrade your service and become your own first customer. So then you only need 2 other customers to get your first bonus. And that should be pretty easy. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, brothers, sisters, neighbors. Finding 2 other customers is usually pretty simple. Once you have that total of 5, you get your first bonus, which is $100. And that is basically your investment back. So now anything that you do to grow your business from this point on is profit. Now, we do get additional bonuses for gathering a few more customers, but this is just the first way that we make money. The second way we make money is by expanding our team. So if you think about it, if we don't know everyone that the people we know knows. There's a whole network out there, and you can't gather all of the customers yourself. So you increase your distribution team basically by showing other people how they can make money, and then they go show the people they know, and they show the people they know. Because if we did it all ourselves, it would be a whole lot harder. So when you find someone who wants to join the business, they want to make a couple extra $100 a month or whatever, all they do is they sign up and you teach them how to get those 5 customer points the same way that you did. When they get those customer points, they get their $100 bonus. And because you taught them how to do it, you get a matching $100 bonus. So this is basically the cycle. Anyone who wants to make some money, you show them how to get paid, and because you're teaching them, you both get paid. As you do this several times, you get promoted, and when you get promoted, you get bigger bonuses. So the first promotion is to what's called a regional consultant. You see here you need your total of 5 personal customer points, which we've already talked about. You need to personally sponsor 2 consultants that want to work the business. And once you have a total of 6 in your team, that's when you promote to regional consultant, and you get a $55 pay increase. So now we're still doing the same job. Nothing's changed. Someone wants to make extra money. We teach them how to do it. They get their $100 bonus, and we still get our matching $100 bonus. But because we're regional, we now get the extra $55. So our bonus is $155. What also happens now that you've become a regional consultant is you start to have leverage in your business, because that person that joined, they want to build their business as well. So when they get out there and start teaching people how to work their business, because you're the regional, you earn $55 for each consultant that comes into their business. And that's for unlimited levels. Unlimited levels of $55 for each new consultant who learns how to gather their customers. Now the next promotion is senior consultant, and at this promotion you get another $80 increase in your bonus. So now we're doing exactly the same thing, but the bonus is $235, and when they bring someone in, it's up to $135. The next promotion is executive consultant, and we get another $80 increase, so it's $315 and $215, and then national is $340 and $240. So these bonus amounts, they're consistent throughout, depending on what level you're in. However, Ambit does offer promotions periodically where if you get an extra 1 or 2 customers, depending on what the promotion is, you can actually earn double or triple of the amount depending on what level you're at. We get paid every week for any bonuses that we trigger the week before. So let's say today is Thursday. Any bonuses that we trigger before Friday tomorrow will get paid next Friday. So it's just like a regular job. You get paid for the work you did the week before. The only thing is that this is commission based. So if you don't work and you don't trigger a bonus, then you just don't get a check. There's no quotas. Like, you can work this business at your pace. There's no, like, you have to have a certain amount every week. But I will tell you that the one strategy that our team, recommends is speed. Because looking at these slides, you can see the higher up you get, the bigger the money is. So we want you to get promoted as fast as you can so that you can make the most money. Now, while you're working and making these bonuses, which are fantastic, what's really happening is behind the scenes where you're not paying attention, the third source of income with this business, which is the best source, is building organically and you don't even realize it. That income is our long-term residual income. So our Ambit customers pay their bill every single month. And every time our customers pay their bill, Ambit pays us. So the more customers you have and the bigger your team is, the more money you're going to make. Now, it's based on your results. So what I'm about to show you is a chart that kind of projects where you can go in terms of residual income. But just remember, it's based on you working. You have to make this happen for yourself. So here's our chart. And it's a little bit confusing, but the concept of it is that the idea that anyone who comes into the business will just do the bare minimum. And the bare minimum being someone joins and they only get the 3 customers because they want their money back. And then once they get that, they don't do anything any further. It's unrealistic that that will be every single person, because we have tons of people who get a lot more customers and grow their team and their business a lot bigger than that. But for these purposes, let's pretend everyone only does the bare minimum. If you look through 7 levels of residual payout, that's almost $12,000 being deposited into your account on the 15th of every month. Now, if you remember back in the beginning of this presentation, I told you that we went to a presentation and we were completely skeptical. And my husband walked out about halfway through the presentation because he just didn't want to hear it. I think this might have been the point when he walked out of the room, because when we see a number of $12,000, someone earning that once a month, it just seemed unrealistic. But let me tell you, we have been doing this 2.5 years, and our residual income that we get on the 15th is more than enough to cover our mortgage payment and our car payment and almost all of our utilities. So 2.5 years, and we have almost enough passive income coming in to cover our monthly expenses. So we know that it works, and we know that it will happen. We have a national consultant in the company that I don't know exactly what his residual income is, but he's been doing the business for about 10 years. I'm quite sure that his residual is right around $20,000 a month. Now, that number blows my mind, but most people hear the number 10 years. He's been working for 10 years and they think, well, that's a long time. It is a long time, but think about this. When we have jobs, we work for 10, 20, 30, 40 years before we can actually retire. When you've worked for a company that long and you do retire, are you making 20 grand a month? Are you making 10 grand a month? Are you even making 5 grand a month? Let's be realistic. Because when you retire, you might be getting Social Security of maybe between $1,000 and $1,500 a month. And that's not even the amount of money that you were making when you were working. So I'm okay with working 10 years really, really hard, knowing that I'll have enough money to take care of what I need and be able to do what I want after 10 years. So a minute ago, I showed you that when you promote, you get bigger bonuses. Well, you also get bigger residual. So when you become a regional consultant, any customers that you bring into your organization now, you get a quarter on top of that bare minimum amount for every customer every month when they pay their bill. When you become a senior consultant, it's 50 cents, executive is 75, and national is $1. Those are for each customer. Now, this isn't just through 7 levels. This is for unlimited levels. So while it's only quarters and 50 cents and you're thinking it's just change in your pocket, those quarters add up and create a huge residual income. So is this business for you? Well, I don't know. It's not a business that everyone can do. It's a very simple business. And if you want it, it will work, but you have to work it. We did this business because we had to. We had no choice. We were at a loss and we were going to lose our home. We saved our home and we've become financially secure. Things that we never thought we could do. We're traveling with our family. We're making dreams happen that we didn't think we would ever make happen. If you just need an extra couple $100 a month, Ambit can do that for you. If you want to pay off credit card debt, it can do that for you. We have a college student and it's helping us pay for his tuition. Or maybe you are a college student and you don't want to get student loans or you want to pay the loans off. there's a lot of things that this business can do for you. And one of them is actually time. If you're working 60 to 70 hours a week and you don't get to spend as much time with your family, Ambit can help change that. So we can't promise how much money you'll make or what kind of difference it'll make in your family. But what we can promise is that if you work this business, it will happen. So whoever invited you to look at this presentation, if you have any questions, let them know, and they'll get in touch with either myself or whoever their leader is, and we'll answer all those questions for you. And hopefully we'll see you joining our team. Thank you.